Did you know that there are 2 billion of WhatsApp users, active WhatsApp users, but only 1% of them are managing to reading more than the first line. They barely come to the second line. And how to change it, I show you in this video. Stay tuned. Okay, there are different ways of communication, and as you know from all my videos, this is very important if it's going about sales, that you actually use your tonality from your voice, your body language, and of course expression in the face, and also of course the techniques of rhetorical intelligence. But if you are working with WhatsApp, there are some of them tools are not even existing. You can't bring in your tonality. Also, the body language is not able to work. And of course, the function of your expression, you cannot put into the game. So in your whole sales strategy over WhatsApp, there must be something else, and we have to use this. And how? I show you today. Firstly, I wanted to explain you there are 3 ways of WhatsApp using. All of them have their benefits, and I wish actually to have all in one WhatsApp, but matter of fact, there is WhatsApp Business, which is a great opportunity for businesses to attach all their social media channels and even product catalogs you can put in. You have organization tools like the labels. This is very good. If you enter to the Academy, then you have a big portfolio on how it's actually each of these WhatsApp tools are directly and in detail explained. Overall, we have also WhatsApp API, which enables you to send personalized videos to your clients. But why working with WhatsApp in the first place? I can show you and ensure you this is a very effective way. Comparing to email marketing, for example, this user that you have in your phone is much more closer to you than the ones who are receiving your messages over email, for example, email campaign, which is also good, much more effective in the most places as an advertisement over social media, but it is having an opening rate mostly not more than 70%. So in WhatsApp you have a very big advantage. First of all, the community that you have directly in your phone book, it is already a warm community. It's not a cold community anymore. It is not as cold as you would put advertisement budget and target a cold audience via social media, but it's also warmer than an email marketing campaign, and therefore WhatsApp is very efficient. It's because your client most likely in WhatsApp and WhatsApp Business has your contact already saved. And this is one of the most important things when I communicate with my clients over WhatsApp, that I encourage them to even save their contact. I make them life easier, and that's what I'm communicating also. Why is this important? It's because if they actually save your contact, they also see your status, and this is something that you should use. Again, why and how, this is explained in the online academy. In the Academy, very much in detail. There's a whole chapter about actually WhatsApp marketing here. Now I'm sure you know how and why to use the status via WhatsApp. The reason is actually that you can see and monitorize how your client is actually consuming your status and how they might react onto your portfolio, your actions. It's actually also something that binds your clients. Status and stories in social media you can use to bind your client and actually buy a piece of real estate in their mind. You can use easily actually the content that you have anyway for Instagram, Facebook, or even the shorts for YouTube, TikTok, or Snapchat. However, reuse this easily with the status on WhatsApp. And you can see who is actually following you day by day? Do they follow? How long? You can actually find out where they are just sneaking off, where they might find it not too interesting, and therefore you can find also out what content to produce. Is it for you a reflection of the content might be too long, outranging and detailed, or funny enough for your client to follow, interesting enough? And now here I show you actually also how the secret is being used, that the client is following you more than only one line of your messages that you send out. So let's look into it. In the following video, I give you exactly examples for it. But what should now your message have actually in the portfolio? How to structure it? I show you here. Actually, you're supposed to have emojis in it. That is substituting the emotions that you cannot put into a message that is written. Actually, I tell you one secret that I'm using. If you send out broadcast list, for example, or WhatsApp API, use a voice message before you send the message. Hey, I hope you're doing good, something like that, or even anything that relates to the following message, because having a tone, a voice message sent out, everybody wants to know what is in that voice message and they will open it. So that is already the first intention that you should do. The secret that I most likely only tell my program participants and the people in my mentoring class. However, here you have it free. I help you on every basis. Don't you worry about that. So going further, having sent out this voice prior to your written message helps you already that they are opening it up. And you can exactly also feel and realize how and when it's interesting for the clients. Now, coming to the message itself, it should, having your message that is really converting, should have really the emojis inside. Use the second written level. That means that you use fronts. Ideally, you put on the computer WhatsApp, and there you can actually prepare the text very good. But also on the telephone, there's an easy way to shift your keyboard into a front section. And so your message should contain actually a very good hook, a very good storyline that motivates to read further. And then in the end, of course, a call to action in which your client is so hungry to basically take action. This all follows after the AIDA principle. I have already a video about the CVL and the AIDA principle in my channel here. You might look this. I put this up in the info box so you can have a shortcut to it. So if you have all these three components, then you have a very good possibility that the clients of yours are reading farther than just one line. So, and now how you do the really hooks that in detail. There are different ways and I'll show you here. You can firstly use the I have seen you somewhere hook. That could go like this. Hey, I saw you on this event XYZ, and therefore I'm reaching out to you to catch up, and so on, so on, so on. You do the storyline, and then you just make a call to action. And it could also be a call to action to set up an appointment for the next meeting and stuff like that, or even having a product that you want to introduce. So ideally on this place, you would just take an action in which you bring them further in your funnel of getting in contact with you. I do not always fall with the door in the room and present them my product that they are supposed to buy. This is actually something that you should be aware of. There is a rule that you have to follow. So in order to make your call to action very effective and lead your client to your next level in your own funnel, it is very important that you're realizing. And now, what is this 7-11-4 rule? I tell you here. You have to have actually 7 hours content in which your client is consuming your portfolio of products, services, and content. 11 is standing actually for 11 touch points. So they have to have 11 times a touch point with you, have to see actually 11 times that they are getting in contact. In the physical way, it could be actually that they see a commercial for you here or content there. Maybe you have it on the POS, some promotion set out on the bathrooms, or inside your organization you have a special offer promoted on different places. So in my salon back in the days, there was actually 7 times at least where they could see an offer, what we had at a particular time, from the point of when they came inside the house, even inside the parking lot, and then until to the bathroom, inside the treatment rooms. And so this is something that is really important. 11 touch points of whatever you want to sell. And then you have to have 4 different occasions. That could be physical occasions. They see you here, they see you there, and they see you there. And also online, it is of course different channels. They see you on YouTube, they see you on WhatsApp, they see you there and there and there. So you have different occasions, basically 4 different occasions. To be specific, if you follow this rule, you can see that selling in the end will be much easier than you would push with the WhatsApp message very cold in the room and fall actually with the door inside the house, wanting to sell them something in particular. So it's the better way that you have actually a call of action which is very trustworthy. That could be just subscribe my channel. That could be get yourself registered for my newsletter, or even download something, or come to the stand, the kiosk or my business to pick something up for free. You have a voucher, bring a friend or whatever. So don't fall into that call of action too deep and too harsh into the house. So if you have with WhatsApp already a warmer community because your client has actually saved your contact already, then it is something that you can use with WhatsApp a little bit more push words. So that means you can say, hey, we have a promotion on our stand, bring a friend, you get 15% off, or whatsoever. You know, you can be a little bit creative. Now coming to the next hook that you can use. You can also use the next hook. Hey, I see you on this picture, or I see you on the front page. I see you on your channel, and I realize you using this and that and that. And supposedly if you use this, I know what this is actually costing. And let me tell you the truth, you are paying too much. What is if I had a cost-friendlier option? Is that okay for me to show you that? So always ask the client for an interaction, for the allowance. This is something as well. If you are communicating with your client about money and not about the solution and the offer that you have, always ask for permission. Am I allowed to talk for a second about money? And then you can actually bring down the conditions. This is something very, very powerful, because then they feel like they really can trust you. Now coming to the written point of view, it is very important that you have, especially with WhatsApp API, that opportunity of interaction which is given in form of prompts. So if you actually then create your prompts as much as with you emotional touch points, then you have a very high conversion. So that could be also a hook. A further hook could be, I noticed that you wearing, for example, jewelry XYZ. I noticed that you have this and this, and maybe you are open for a cost-friendlier option. You could also use this hook. For example, I noticed that you have actually a very perfect makeup and the hair is totally fine, but you're missing out on your eyelashes. And attached to that, I wanted to offer you the eyelash lifting or eyelash set with volume lashes, for example. Or I noticed that you have a very perfect makeup, very outstanding. So always go with a little kind of compliment on it. But I noticed that you might are missing out on the concealer. And I know to use a concealer is sometimes not so convenient, but therefore it's actually a very good skin condition important. And that's why I could offer you, for example, a good rate on a treatment that we can offer. Or I noticed that you don't have the bracelet to the necklace, so therefore you miss out on the complete look. It would just actually put that little pinch of spice onto your outfit. So that's why attached to that I wanted to offer you XYZ. So some sort of this. And the last but not least hook you can use very good is the combined hook. I saw you on the first page of Google and I saw that you're missing out, or I noticed that you're missing out on XYZ, and therefore I have a special offer. I think that could be also something cost friendlier. And there you go with a call to action. Yes, and that's how you actually can use all these points and make your client look farther than the first line and guide them through without missing out on the emotional part that you have in your personal attachment in a video, or in using all these hooks could actually enhance all your communication that is written, not only in WhatsApp API, WhatsApp Business or WhatsApp, but also you can use this as well in emails to make them as vivid as you can, not to miss out on the emotional part, on the attachment part. Of course, you can also pimp all of this with a video, but sometimes this is hard to sell or even send over WhatsApp API. So therefore, the written language is also to utilize in form of a good sales process. So enhance your sales process over a written language is something very powerful. Therefore, you have all kind of copywriting experts that you could also use for help. But here I want you to use your own brain for the first steps, and then you can find out if you need something for a copywriting support. Even AI is something that you could have a copywriting. In my e-academy, I have a full section of AI and how you use this for copywriting, all kind of subjects, actually video generation, script generation, picture generation. And you see here on this channel also some videos that are generated over AI. This is only because I want you to have a point using that source that we are getting as a tool. But that's all on another page. Now, I hope you have actually gotten something out of this video. To support my channel here, I wish you to activate the bell, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the new content and the sales facts that you might not know. For then, I hope you're doing good. Let me know if you have any results with the hooks that I showed you here. Goodbye and see you later.